Cherry Audio just released Dream Synth, so today we'll be looking at the Dream Synth engine and also diving into many of the sounds that you can find inside of Dream Synth. So let's go. So this is the new Dream Synth by Cherry Audio, and there's a lot of great things built into this synth. Let's just start by looking at the three oscillators. You can see those in the middle of the synth, and each oscillator has two waveforms, which can either be virtual analog, PCM sample loop, one-shot sample, or single cycle wave. And this knob here in the middle actually sets the balance between the two waves. So each oscillator has wave A and wave B, and if I click inside of wave A here, you can see we have the analog waves, we have the PCM waves here that you can choose from, then you have your single cycle waves and your one-shot waves. So right off the bat, you can see that there's just limitless options in the type of sounds that you can create. You can also see each wave has its own tune and octave setting, but I can also disable tune B, and so I'm just affecting the tune of waveform A and not waveform B. Also, if you look down here at oscillator 2 and oscillator 3, you'll see that there's a filter bypass button in each of those two oscillators. So this would allow you to blend like a really low and warm sound with another sound that has a ton of treble and a ton of high-end energy. Also, there's a great arpeggiator built into the synth. You have 3 LFOs, and you can see you can sync each LFO to the tempo of your song, and you can change the note values to whatever you want. There's also a string section built into Dream Synth, and you can layer this with the other oscillators, or you can just split it into its own section. On the bottom, you have your effects, distortion, phaser, modulation, delay, and reverb. And the reverb features their new galactic reverb algorithm. So I prepared a short composition here using only Dream Synth, and this uses 15 instances of Dream Synth. And after I play it, I'll show you the individual sounds I used inside the composition. So there you go. That gives you an idea of some of the sounds you're going to find in this synth and also how they might work in a composition. And I should note that I used all presets. I tweaked some of the presets here and there, but mostly these are all presets, and I'll tell you which presets I used. So let's just go through some of the sounds. The first sound I want to show you is the bass sound. So here's the bass just by itself. I was able to get a really huge fat bass sound, and almost every time I'm putting bass into a song, I'm layering a sub bass underneath. I didn't have to this time because on oscillator 3, it had that sub bass layer built into it. So right off the bat, I just had this huge fat bass sound, and this is a preset called Wide 8th Note Reps. Really enjoyed that preset. Next, I used a sound called Vintage Tremolo, and by the way, there is so many presets built in. You can see over here you have all these different types of presets, and I think they really built this synth engine to be extremely versatile, and so you have pretty much all your sound bases covered here. If we just go through some of these presets, you have ambient, arps, basses, bells, brass, chords, on and on and on, and you can see that in each menu there's just a ton of presets that you can explore. So this next sound was a preset called Vintage Tremolo, and let me play that for you. And this is really kind of the core melodic piece of the song that I built everything around. Next, I want to show you this preset called Swirling Waters, and I started this song with this. It's just a really cool effect sound, but it goes all the way through the composition. Next, I want to show you, and I love the name of this one, Bad Dudes Keys. Here's Bad Dudes Keys. Here's a couple other patches that I just layered together, FM, E piano, and disintegration keys. Next, I want to show you the string section. And inside of this composition, I really utilized the string section of the Dream Synth. So I have 3 different string patches, and I want to play them all together first, and then I'll show you them individually. So the first string sound is called Full House, and here's that just by itself. Next, I added a mellow low string layer, and here's that by itself. That preset's called Slow Cinematic Strings, and then the last string sound I use is called Synth Strings 2, and here's that by itself. And here's the strings again in the context of the song. One sound I just really loved, and it's in the lead folder, is called High Ends Lead. Here's that by itself. I love that sound, and just listen how it layers in inside of the composition. Here's another great sound called Backbeat String Stab. Here's a great arpeggiated sound called Electronic Opus No. 9. I love this one. It's called Invader Pulse Bass. And the last sound I used is inside the organs folder called Comfort Food, and I just thought it was a really great mellow organ sound. So there you go, and I'm really just scratching the surface of what you can do inside of DreamSynth and the type of sounds that you can find. This seems to be an extremely versatile synth engine that covers so many bases. So I'm really excited to have some more time with this and really get a chance to explore it. If you got some value out of this video today, hit that like button. It helps me out so much. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell for notifications. I put out new videos every single week. And I recently reviewed another Cherry Audio synth, the Quadra, and you can see that video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.